but I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm your guest host. My name is Orrett Connor. We have lots to discuss this afternoon. Of course, it is that time of the year, or after 4 years, the political season, so we will be talking politics. Of course, we had the nominations that took place. Postal ballots are being issued as well, and the candidates are on the talking circuit also. So we have two candidates in the studio with us. You will know more about them as soon as we return. Please stay tuned. Talk Today will be back shortly.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
The following is a paid political broadcast. The views, information, or opinions expressed in this forum are solely those of the participants of this event and do not represent the views of the management and staff of Radio Cayman. Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm your guest host, Orrett Connor. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this afternoon two candidates, who represent the Cayman Islands National Party. They are Ms. Carmen McPhail, who's a candidate in the upcoming general elections in the constituency of Georgetown Central, and Mr. Gary Peanut Ruddy, who is a candidate in the constituency of Georgetown South. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Connor. Thank you for having us.
Good afternoon.
Great to have you as well. So the first thing, let me just say to our listening and viewing audience, again, this is a paid segment on Talk Today. If you have any questions or comments, rather than calling in, we won't be taking any phone calls at this time. I'm sure there will be other interviews with these candidates and they will take phone calls, but for this particular segment, no phone calls, but please WhatsApp your questions or comments to our WhatsApp number, which is 925-3261, 925-3261. So, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourselves, and during the course of that introduction, speak to what prompted you to decide to become a candidate in the upcoming general elections. And we'll start with the beautiful lady first, if you don't mind, Mr. Ruddy.
Thank you. Well, Cayman, my name is Carmen McPhail. I am here to represent the beautiful district of Georgetown Central as a candidate for the upcoming election. And the reason I'm running, well, it is really easy for me. I have been doing community work for over 25 years, and I'm part of the Girls Brigade for over 40 years. And it's just fitting knowing that I have already been in my community, grounded, doing a lot of work, and I was called by my people in the community to say, we need a change. And I thought it was fitting because I'm looking around at my children and my 3 grandchildren. Believe you me, I may look young, but I am a grandmother. And our country is going into a crucial time now. It has gone into a critical time where things is not going the way it should be going, and we're not getting the proper representation that are not only my constituency, but the entire country. We are at a crossroad, and it's at a critical time. And I know, and I say to myself, if I'm already doing the community work and representing my people unofficially, why not step in and do it officially? Because our country is calling, and I need to do something, not just sit back and talk, step up and do the job that my country is asking me to do.
Excellent, excellent. Mr. Ruddy.
Yes, sir. Mr. Connor, thank you very much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here, and also to the listening public. I'm Gary Ruddy. Most people know me as Peanut. I've been called that for 53 years.
And that's on the ballot paper as well, right?
Oh,
You
that's
make
on
sure
the
you put Peanut there, they recognize you.
Absolutely. Most people don't know me as Gary Ruddy, but they know who Peanut is. So I sit back and I look what's, Carmen talks about the crossroads that our country is in. Our country is in a very crucial time right now. The opportunities for our children are diminishing. Our environment is diminishing. We have so many things that our foreparents built to put this country where it is today. They gave us a wonderful platform and a ways and means that we could come and benefit from, and we can enhance. But we need to pass that on to our children. I look at my kids, we talk about education. Education is the greatest asset that a human being can possess. But I want my children and everyone else's children to be able to come to Cayman with the knowledge and the investment that we've made in them, and express that and bring that into our country so our people can benefit from. My dad and most of my friends and their families, their dads went to sea to build this country, and they risked everything they had. Some of them came back to our shores because they perished. But they sacrificed themselves, and I'm willing to make a sacrifice for this country in appreciation for them, but more so for my children and everyone else's children, because we must pass something down to them, and we must protect our country, but we also must consider that they are the next generation and the next leadership. We have to make sure that they're taken care of, and the same way that our parents and our foreparents took care of us and provided for us.
Okay, and the Ruddy name is no stranger in terms of politics in the Cayman Islands as well. You didn't mention it, but your dad was involved in elected politics in the Cayman Islands as well.
Yes, so he was in government from 62 to 68. We had 3-year terms back then.
Yes.
Which may be a good idea to bring some shorter terms back now today too.
Some would argue for longer.
No, we need it longer. Tighten it up.
Yes, I recall reading, and I think I may have shared that article with you, when your dad went overseas to one of the CPA meetings, and came back and he delivered his report to Executive Council on that as well. And I believe there's some other history in relation to him, but I won't say it on air until I verify it. But I believe that he may have, in one election, gone in unopposed.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. This his second term, yes, sir.
And there was an attempt by someone to bring an election petition saying that wasn't correct. And of course, they were wrong in that, because basically what the law says, if you're the only candidate who is nominated on the day of nomination for the seat, one seat and one candidate, then you are automatically returned because there's no one to run against you, as well. So we spoke about those crossroads, being at a crossroad. This morning, I said to some of your colleagues, those crossroads, those intersections, that's where most accidents take place as far as traffic is concerned. So if we were to use that as an analogy, then we have to ensure that we don't end up with any accidents or fatalities in terms of the direction that the Cayman Islands go. So I want you to talk about some of the things that you have experienced. I know that you do your walking tours and meet people. Let's talk about some of the concerns that you're hearing from the people, on the ground, because you get that opportunity to, get up close and personal, with them. Some may be hesitant to let you inside the house, and they may open the door and ajar the door and just talk to you because, maybe the neighbor is looking and things of that nature. But I'm sure that you hear a lot out there. Let's hear about some of the concerns that you hear.
Sure. The situations that's happening in our country right now, the reality is, it is very, very, I'm trying to put it in simple terms. It is bad. It is bad. I have been doing community work for many years, as I mentioned earlier. And I've been on the ground, going and visiting people at their homes or having functions with seniors, putting together programs, being part of the church. And since COVID, we put together through the church, we put together a group called the EATS program. And going with that program, what we done, when COVID came, we put together non-perishable bags and had them delivered to people's home and visit them and ask their concerns. And this is through the church, really praying with people and finding out their concerns. And when I visit these homes, the conditions that some of these people are living in and the struggles they have are real. And I'm not just talking about my Georgetown Central. I'm talking about right through the entire Georgetown area, entire island-wide. And I had some persons that I assisted even in Northside, some persons in West Bay. But this problem is island-wide. So I must go back to your question, is some of the issues. I recall as a young person going to primary school, and we walk from school and I go home, and my mother would come from work and she could cook a pot of food and feed this sibling, the cousins in the yard, the neighbors' children, and you had food left. And they were times they could afford to do that. It was hard, but they helped. It was the village raised, the children of the village raised helped with the other people's children.
Yes.
Nowadays, people are struggling. They cannot afford to go Foster's and get 2 bags worth of groceries. They cannot afford to purchase, to pay their utility bills. The struggles are real. And these are, my Georgetowners are coming out crying, saying, when did this country get to this place? When and how? We have been talking about the issues about cost of living for over 25 years, and it's only getting worse. Why is it getting worse and not better? That's my question. What are we doing as a government and as people and as the electors? And we have our Caymanians that we elect. They're not outside people. We can't cost the foreigners for this. We got to take that blame for ourselves.
Yes.
So we are our that's your saying, Mr. Ossie, I'm going to steal that.
Sure, no problem.
Our neighbors, keepers. We have to take care of each other. And this is what I'm saying. I have already taken that mantle and ran with that. I have taken that baton and I done my relay. I ran and I ran and I ran. Now it's time for me to say, step up and do it officially and really do it. These issues are not going away. It gets worse. We're looking at housing issues. We're looking at immigration issues. We're looking at education. And I know firsthand, when I am hearing it day after day, this is not today. So don't tell me that I'm just coming in unexperienced and just decide to just somebody beg me to run it and I'm going to do it. These are things I have seen, heard, experienced, and felt. So I know it's time to step up and try to fix those issues or do something. And it's not me alone trying to fix it. I'm doing
Can't
it
do it all by yourself.
No,
Yes, yeah.
one man is not an island. Let me leave that with you. One man is not an island. One person cannot do it alone. It takes team effort, collaborative work. It takes open-minded people that want to really put their heart out there and do it. And you have to consciously know that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yes.
And if you're doing it a long time, that means you got your heart in it.
Yes, that is true.
That is it. You have to have your heart in it. You got to put your heart, your back, and push and continue struggling down that road with it.
So, Mr. Ruddy, what have you been hearing in your talks with people?
Mr. Connor, when I go and I knock on doors of my fellow Caymanians, the welcoming that I have received, right, is one of the most heartfelt experiences. They welcome me into their home and say, man, Peanut, we haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming by. And I've gone to some people's homes. It's been over 2 hours. I mean, we've caught up. I've learned a lot from them. I've learned, history, their life stories. I've been to homes where they had one Gatorade in the refrigerator, and they offered it to me. I said, no, man. I said, no, I'm good. I said, no, man, you sit down. We want to chat, right? Yeah. We want to talk. Our people want opportunities. They want to work. I've helped several people in the Georgetown South constituency, mainly Windsor Park, get work, get some employment. They want to provide for themselves. Caymanians are proud people, we're resilient people, and we've taken care of each other for a long time. They take care of themselves, but they want to enjoy the same opportunities that so many people have come to our shores that are enjoying right now, that they're not getting that. Yes. And whatever I can do to ensure that they have that opportunity, I will do for them. They want to work.
That's right.
So you're speaking about the work and what you've done. You get an opportunity to see it from both sides, being a businessman, as well. And so you see the challenges that businesses are having. You see the challenges that individuals or families are having, as well. What's your take on how do we resolve it? Because Ms. Carmen has spoken about all of those attributes that you need. You also need to have that ability to strike a balance.
Yes,
because, all of the people of the Cayman Islands, the entire population,
that's right,
whether they vote or they don't vote, they still have to have representation. You're there to represent everyone. And there's always this comparison between the business community and the non-business community. Like I said, you've seen it on both sides. How do we address it?
Yes, sir. I think you have to be inclusive. One of the most successful businesses that I was in charge of was Comfort Suites Hotel. And I was a managing director, managing partner for 15 years. We had at sometimes 90% Caymanian employment. You could come to that hotel, you could find a Ebanks, a Dixon, a Rankin, a McLaughlin, a McLean, you name them, right? We had the Caymanians working there. Caymanians are very hospitable, they're very caring people, and they're very passionate people. There is no better person that we could have representing our hotel and our product than a Caymanian.
That's right.
And when you came into to the front desk at that hotel, from the grounds person to the general manager, we were Caymanians. And my dad always instilled that in me because he was actually the first hotel manager, the first Caymanian hotel manager at Pageant Beach. Back in the 50s. And some of the connections that he had from back then, either their kids or whatever, or some of them, we could relate to his days back in Pageant Beach. But there was no better. I love going to the hotel and speaking. I mean, like Mr. Leslie Tibbetts from West Bay, he would tell me the days about going to see and what he did. It was just so many uplifting stories that I received in exchange with my staff and employees. But I treated them as family. I always let them know. I said, every one of our scores and reports that we get in TripAdvisor, Expedia, is because of you, right? And I was very inclusive with them, and I also made sure that they felt that they had a part of the business. We did profit sharing, measures, and different programs we put in place. So they weren't just working for a salary; they were also working as part of that profit as well. And when we sold that hotel, it was a very, very bittersweet moment because I never had the relationship with so much staff and got to know so much from them. I mean, the wealth of information that they could teach me about my family and our country and theirs. I would go there for hours and we would just sit down and exchange stories.
So you feel that that's one of the concepts that some of all of our companies here in the Cayman Islands should employ, because we continue to hear people say that, I met this visitor and they say they had never met a Caymanian, on the job, but they were at a hotel. But yet at the same time, we had a young lady in the studio a few days ago, and she worked in the PBX of a particular entity. And she said when she'd answer the phone to the guests and they said, where are you from? And she said, I'm Caymanian. And they wanted to come, her to come downstairs or come to the front desk to meet them because, they appreciated the fact that they could meet a Caymanian. Ms. Carmen, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. Mr. Ossie, I have had conversations with some of my Caymanians about the same thing, working in the hospitality industry and they were fired for no reason particular. Some of the reasons were ludicrous, to be honest with you. And those person, I recall, and just to go back a bit, my mother started off working at West Indian Club, and she was there. She had all of her children while working at West Indian Club.
Wow.
Well, for the second part of the second set of children, I should say, my siblings, my brothers. And when she was pregnant with me, she went in labor while working at West Indian Club.
Wow.
And she worked there for years amongst many of our Caymanian women, many of our good Georgetown women that you know and you're familiar with, and West Bayers. And my mother and many Caymanians, that's all we knew was the Caymanians working in the hospitality industry. We had the Holiday Inn, the West Indian Club, and the Royal Palms at the time. Nowadays, we can't find one Caymanian working front desk. You rarely could find them working in what they call housekeeping. And when they're there, they're being marginalized. They're being pushed out. And they're getting people to come in from various parts of the world to supervise them when they're there 10, 15 years. What is the program we're putting in place for our Caymanians that they could secure these jobs and be promoted from housekeeping to maybe front desk or something? What programs does the hospitality industry have that we could continue to promote and put and elevate our Caymanians to higher positions?
So if you are elected, then what would you propose in terms of moving forward as far as education is concerned? Those persons who do not necessarily want to go on to tertiary education, or even those who want to go on to tertiary education but want to concentrate on the tourism field, and as well as those who don't want to go the technical education, because when you look at the variety of jobs that are being offered in the Cayman Islands, one would ask, why is it, like you have asked, why is it that we can't prepare our Caymanians, for these jobs? So we're going to take a commercial break, and when we return, we want to talk about what your vision is in terms of getting our people prepared so that they're not marginalized, so that they're able to take up all of these job opportunities and enjoy the success that we see that is taking place in the Cayman Islands. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on a board or uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
It's back. It's crispy. It's delicious. St. Ignatius Youth Ministry presents Friday Fish Fry Nights. 6 weeks of flavor. March 14th, 21st, 28th, April 4th and 11th, serving from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the St. Ignatius School Canteen. Dine in or take out. The menu includes fried or baked snapper, $17. Mahi-mahi, $15. Served with fries or rice, coleslaw, escovitch, fritters, and more. Drinks, just $1. Free desserts while they last. Eat good. Do good. Every bite supports our youth ministry trip to the Steubenville High School Youth Conference in Orlando, Florida this summer. Come hungry. Leave happy. See you there.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm happy to announce the annual DG's 5K Challenge is fast approaching. Join us in Little Cayman on March 9th, Cayman Brac on March 16th, and Grand Cayman on March 30th for this exciting event. This year, we're proudly supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the One-to-One Foundation, organizations dedicated to making a positive difference in the lives of our next generation. For more info on how to register, find us on Facebook at DG's 5K Challenge.
The following is a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West.
You pick him up, you lick him down, him bounce right back. What a odd man for did.
Dear friends, this is the Honorable Makiva Bush, MP for West Bay West and Parliamentary Secretary. I am inviting you to my opening campaign meeting on Saturday, March 15th at the park on Velma Banks Drive off of Fountain Road, Bosun Bay. Meeting is to start at 7:30 p.m. Please come listen to strong and stable leadership, hear proven achievements and plans for the future of West Bay and our Cayman Islands. Food is available. Main dishes are salt beef and beans, fish, curried goat, and mannish water, and all the produce that goes with it. Our guest speaker for the evening is the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, Deputy Premier, Minister of Tourism and other ministries, and MP for Georgetown Central. I'm very proud to have him join us. Come and hear the facts about the referendum. Tomorrow night, Saturday, 7:30 p.m., Velma Banks Drive in Bosun Bay, 7:30 p.m.
That was a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I am your guest host. My name is Orrett Connor, and it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me two of the Cayman Islands National Party's candidates in the upcoming elections, Ms. Carmen McPhail and Mr. Gary Peanuts Ruddy. Peanut.
Yes, sir.
Peanuts, not peanut. Not plural, singular.
Either. I'm good.
Okay, so one of our listeners has written in and said to ask you specifically how you intend to lower the cost of living in regards to interest rates on mortgages. But before we answer that, one of our listeners has also written in and said, "Good day, I cannot vote for Georgetowners, but listening to them all, they sound like the people with a true plan." I thought it was something earlier when I read it to you all. Was a part of the name. It says here, it sounds like the people with a true plan, and as we need more women, I cannot help but give a big shout out to my dear friend Carmen. She is awesome and needs a seat for Georgetown Central, as she is so passionate, so I trust she gets in as well.
Beautiful.
So those were some kudos, and let's talk about mortgages and interest rates first, and then there are a few more questions that we have here as well.
Yes, sir. Mr. Connor, that subject is very, very critical with all of us that we go through, especially anyone who has to go out and obtain financing. That's going to be something that's going to have to be looked at and converse with the banking industry. I look at some of the things that our people, when we go out and we are applying for a loan and we get that letter of offer from the bank, they're so desperate that they're not reading through the document completely to see how long it's going to take you to pay that loan, how much it's going to be, and then what the other conditions are. One thing that, you know, our group is going to do is we're going to, you know, offer like some think tanks for individuals who are having hard times to meet, and we'll put these committees together. And if people are willing to, you know, come to us and say, listen, this is where I'm struggling. I've been successful. I've struggled as well, right? It didn't come easy to me. I could tell you a story that everybody would be like, no way. But to offer this assistance to our people, they want help. They want a chance. If you look at when you get a letter of offer from the bank, it ties in, you have to have it backed by insurance, right? And the insurance policies and the premiums that we are paying, that some of our people are paying on their properties, is absolutely ridiculous. It's basically a 13th month added on to some of their mortgages. They're not afforded the opportunity of a quality of life like so many of the people can go off at a little vacation. They're not even afforded a staycation in their own country. We need to make sure that they can enjoy some of the qualities and opportunities and be able to afford the living that so many people have come to Cayman and continue to do. And and they're enjoying it from the platform that was provided here.
Okay, Ms. Carmen, anything you want to add to that?
I agree with Gary. I must say there's so many things, so many things that I could, coming from a background of private banking, there's many ideas that come that we have to put together in regards to how we could assist our people in regards to finance in banking. But again, it goes back to the party coming together and putting groups of persons and experienced people from the banking, from the commercial banking side, on how we could best bring those rates down. And of course, it affects with the U.S. rates and everything else. That would be a thing to consider. But we definitely will be, as a party, considering how we, as a group, could bring the experts in from the banking industry, the banking association. That's first of all, we got to meet with them and see where and what strategy they have in place or plan they have in place, and how we could fix and bring in some policies that could work for our Cayman people, because we can't leave them behind. We can't have our young Caymanians finishing university or a young family that's starting a young person or group or couple starting their family and can't afford to purchase a home or build a home to let that family grow or to enhance the quality of their lives. We have to come up with a plan. We can't keep talking. We can't continue talking about it. We definitely will be putting together strategic policies and strategic plans to see how we could fix that issue.
Okay.
That is an issue. I myself had the struggles many years ago, and I know what that's like. So I could relate.
You can empathize.
Yes.
Empathize with them. Okay. This other person has written in and said, I'm just a concerned citizen living in Georgetown Central area to Carmen. What are some of the strategies or hit the ground running intentions you would like to implement for the area, let alone Cayman, including what are your strengths that you bring to the table?
Sure. Yes, thanks.
That person may have missed your introduction as well, so you may have to repeat yourself.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, my introduction, I've been working for that person that didn't hear the introduction, I have been working in the community for over 25 years doing community outreach. I work closely with young children. I'm part of the Girls Brigade for 40 years. I started from I was like 6 years old. I also work close with seniors. I've put together a lot of programs, I should say, for the seniors, such as fishing tournaments, seniors outreach, seniors program, just to make them feel like they're still part of the society which we live, and that they're still living and they contribute. They have contributed and built this country to where we are today. They have done a lot. We cannot leave them behind and make them feel like they're forgotten and they're just pushed in a corner in the bed ready to just pass on. They are still they're still treasures in our community, and we have to respect them, care for them, and make them feel like they're still progressing and moving in the society and feel like they're living. And that living means bring them out, let them see the sunlight, let them enjoy the various things that we got to offer. Just like the young people, we have to be really engaged with our seniors and our young people, bring them both together, because the young could learn from the seniors and the seniors learn from the young. So various programs I have done in the communities, the seniors program, working in the Girls Brigade, also working with children after school program, sports, and the list goes on, and I just have the passion for it, and I feel there's a great need, and I have to continue that work. In regards to hitting the ground, continue to strengthen those programs is one of the things that I would do. It's strengthen it by getting proper funding and putting program in place through the government, because right now it's all privately done. It is people like myself, and we ask for private sponsorship to allow these programs to move on, or programs to take place. And that's very difficult. I feel that our government and our country should have proper funding and programs put in place that gear to our seniors and gear for our youth. And that is something that I would hit the ground running by starting or implementing.
Mr. Ruddy, you want to respond to that as well?
Yes, sir. That's a very good topic. Community involvement. We have to look out for each other. I was a founding member of the YMCA, and we brought a lot of good programs to Cayman. And I'm not in the board anymore, unfortunately, but that's continuing to grow. I go through like Windsor Park area. I go through many other areas in Cayman, and they have, the courts there, and the kids are out there. There's a lot of talent that can be showcased, but they just need to get some exposure. They need to be able to show their talent. We can bring in scouts, we can bring in coaches, but it's not all about athletics as well. It's academics. After school programs are much, much needed, but we also have to make sure that we're looking out for each other.
And as a businessman, we spoke earlier about training and stuff like that. Can you talk about some of the programs that you implemented in the companies that you have been owning or involved in terms of, because you mentioned the hotel,
yes, sir,
and mainly Caymanians. It is quite possible that some of those Caymanians came not with the necessary skills that were required at that point in time. How did you prepare them for that, as well?
Yes, sir. We also looked at the what their skill set was and what their abilities were. I mean, when I started pizza in 1989, I knocked on the door at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was handed a broom and a dustbin. And I asked the manager, I said, what's this for? He says, were you going to go clean the parking lot? I said, no, I didn't come to clean the parking lot. I came to be the manager. He said, you'll get there one day. He said, but you got to do the parking lot. So I go out there and I'm picking up, pizza crust, pepperoni, dirty napkins, and I'm sweeping this place up and I'm looking, what the world have I done? But I look at that and I take it back to the businesses. All of my businesses that I had, I wasn't afraid to get my hands dirty. And my staff watched me and they saw me. If I could ask them to do something, they know that I did it myself and they didn't have any problem doing it because I led by example. We looked at the different skill sets that they came in, and we had people, grow from within an organization. Some may started as a housekeeper, they became the head housekeeper. They moved to the front desk, they moved into accounts. But everywhere, you come into the businesses, I tried my hardest to make sure that I gave my fellow Caymanians a chance. When I opened the Peanuts gas station, we opened with 100% Caymanian employment. I had 26 Caymanians. And I worked along with the prison, some work release, some of them that were getting ready to be, released and go back into the community. I gave them a chance. But if you don't give your Caymanians a chance, you're gonna fail yourself and you're gonna fail your country.
Okay, with that, folks, we're going to go to our headline news at 1 o'clock. When we return, the conversation with Miss Carmen McPhail and Mr. Gary Ruddy will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
If we are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Jevi Ebanks. The Cayman Islands government has launched the Referendum Information Hub, providing official details on key topics and the voting process to ensure voters are well informed. The referendum will allow citizens to voice their opinions on three major issues: the decriminalization of small amounts of cannabis or ganja, the development of a cruise berthing structure, and support of the introduction of a national lottery. Officials have stated that the hub will be continuously updated with the latest information as it becomes available. Citizens can access the platform at publicconsultation.gov.ky. In regional news, in Trinidad, Energy and Energy Industries Minister Stuart Young is set to be sworn in as Trinidad and Tobago's 7th Prime Minister on Monday, following the resignation of Dr. Keith Rowley. The ceremony will take place at the President's office as announced by President Kangaloo. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad Basesu has criticized the process, arguing that it violates constitutional provisions. She's warned that legal actions may follow, citing concerns over the interpretation of Section 76 of the Constitution regarding the appointment of a Prime Minister. Dr. Rowley, who is stepping down after 45 years in public life, dismissed the opposition's claim during a televised interview. He stated that the decision to appoint Young was made through a secret ballot within the parliamentary caucus and was based on sound legal advice. In Guyana, the Guyana Police Force has arrested 24-year-old Lucinda Stevens for allegedly beating her 4-year-old daughter to death with a piece of wood. The incident occurred on Thursday. Authorities reported that the child was rushed to a local hospital but was pronounced dead on arrival. The suspect is currently in custody at a police station and the alleged weapon has been recovered. According to police, the events unfolded after Stephen and her reputed husband had an argument while consuming alcohol at their home on Wednesday night. Ambrose left the house and sought refuge at the home of Stephen's sister. Early the next morning, Joyce reportedly witnessed Lucinda striking the daughter multiple times on the head with a piece of wood, causing fatal injuries. Investigations are ongoing. That is your latest headlines. I'm Jevi Ebanks.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board our uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo footlong cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points, or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo footlong cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
I work hard each day. I'm a mother, sister-in, daughter, wife, cook, and everything in between. I know that no matter what, I have to be the woman I need to be. And that's why I choose Curves for that time of the month. When the pressure is on, I know I can rely on Curves sanitary napkins to keep me dry and comfortable all day and night. Affordable and available in cotton or silk. With Curves, I can be the woman I need to be all the time.
Strong, resilient, beautiful. Be the woman. Curves.
Ruddy Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
The first settlers to the Cayman Islands came from Jamaica in between 1661 to 1671 to Little Cayman and Cayman Brac. On the 14th of April, 1669, the Spanish privateer Riviero Pardal completed a successful raid on the village of Little Cayman. In the process of the raid, the force burnt 22 dwellings to the ground. These first settlements were abandoned after attacks by Spanish privateers, but English privateers often used the Cayman Islands as a base, and in the 18th century they became an increasingly popular hideout for pirates, even after the end of legitimate privateering in 1730.
Ruddy Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your guest host, Orrett Connor. We are on the last segment of this portion of Talk Today with Miss Carmen McPhail and Mr. Gary Ruddy. Miss Carmen McPhail is seeking to represent the constituency of Georgetown Central in our parliament, and Mr. Gary Ruddy is seeking to represent Georgetown South. Folks, some of the WhatsApp messages, and about 2 or 3 of them, express the same sentiment, and they have labeled politicians in a certain way. Promises, 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 promises never kept. So they're skeptical about politicians and the promises that they make, and that they don't believe that they will be kept. How do you reassure the voters in your constituency, but not only those voters, the people of the Cayman Islands, that you intend to keep the promises that you make?
That's a very fair point. Very valid. Gary Ruddy does not need a job, but there's a job to be done. When I'm elected on April the 30th, I will do my utmost to make sure that the Cayman Islands and the Caymanians benefit in those 4 years. If I have failed you, in 4 years' time, in 2029, you can fire me. But I can guarantee you, once I'm given the opportunity, that I will be there for you and your children and me and my children. Because I owe it to them, we owe it to them, and together we can make this happen. I am not a politician. I'm a father. I'm a husband, I'm a Caymanian, and I'm a businessman. And I will use those values and those ethics that I've been taught and that's helped me through my life, help you and help Cayman.
Carmen.
Yes. And I would like to express this. I have been doing this work, as I said, and I repeat, unofficially for 20-something years. It is just an honor to step up and do it officially. And I could have stayed in the private banking sector and make more than what I would be paid to do this, but I'm doing it out of love of my country, the love for my people, and to stand up to say this. My name says a lot, and my name means something to me. That was a name that I carried, the integrity and the love that I have for myself and the self-worth means more to me than to go in and make promises and break those promises. If I tell you my yes is my yes and my no is my no. So your word is a bond, and that's an old Caymanian saying. Your word is your bond, and that's what I'm saying to my people. If I tell you I'm going to do something for you and I'm going to do something, it will be done. If it don't get done in a year or 2 years, trust me, before the 4 years is out, it will be done. And that is what Carmen's saying, because her word is her bond, and my name means something to me. Because I was raised and taught by my parents to hold your head up and have integrity and always remember who you are and where you're from and who you're for. And that's something that I'm going to take with me. And that would never leave me.
I think you want to talk too about, training programs.
So I'll go back to the question that was asked by Mr. Ossie about what we'd plan to do if we were elected in regards to the tourism, the hospitality training sessions, and putting training in place for Caymanians. I personally think we need to reconsider or visit a hospitality training school. That is something Dr. Steve has talked about for many years, and it is if we were the pillow of the hospitality industry for many years until the financial industry took it over, we should have already had this put in place. We should have already considered keeping that would be one reason we would be able to keep our Caymanians in those areas or in those jobs if we had focused on that and implement some sort of hospitality training school. That could go hand in hand with some technical schools for our young people if we implement them all in one. And that would be beneficial for our young Caymanians or Caymanians who want to change their job, their position in any job. For example, if I'm working in the financial industry, which I've worked for over 30 years, and I feel that there's something in that hospitality that would be beneficial to me, and I could learn something from it because of my strengths, my knowledge, or something, it might be a gift that I have, I should be able to change from working in the financial industry and go to work in that hospitality industry. And that's for any Caymanian. We have to put our people first. There should be no one else come here and benefit from those various industry but the Cayman people. This is the country is for them. Why are we importing people from all over the globe to do hospitality? We are our products. Our people are the product of this country. We have to put them first. They should be selling this country, selling the culture, selling who they are and who we are in the hospitality industry. It is a crying shame that we still have this talking about 20, 30 years later. We need to really stop and consider what we're doing in this country and put our people first.
Mr. Connor, I'd like to add something to that as well, sir. Any major business in Cayman and the hotels, the tourism industry, they should have training programs in place. If they can train other people to come here to our country to enjoy what we have, they can train our Caymanians as well. We must be prioritized. We must be given the opportunity to prove ourselves. Caymanians built this product, whether you believe it or not, but when people first started coming to Cayman from the 50s and 60s, they were greeted by a Caymanian. They had a Caymanian tour operator. They had a Caymanian experience. We're lacking that right now. If you go to the sandbar sometime, it is the product that we have right there, or right now, island-wide, is not Caymanian. We need to Caymanize it.
Okay, before we close off, we still have a few minutes. Want you to talk about your upcoming meetings. People are also curious to know, how do they contact you individually or through the your party as well? So we want to give out as much details as possible, for people who may want to contact you.
Yes, sir. The Georgetown district meeting is tonight. It'll be Carmen, Bud Johnson, Craig Merritt, and myself. It'll start at 7:30 at A.L. Thompson parking lot. We have a lot of good speeches, a lot of ideas to come forward with, a lot of meet and greet, get to know the candidates, get to know what we're all about, our passion, what we want to deliver, how are we going to do it. It's an exciting time. I'm fortunate to, that I've been blessed that I can, do what I'm actually, set out to do. And I'm going to be honored, and I will do my utmost to make sure that the people in Georgetown South and the rest of the Cayman Islands will benefit from my knowledge of what I was taught and what I have benefited from in Cayman. I want to be able to pass that on. And I know I can do it. I know what I've done in the past, and I know what needs to be done in the future. If you believe in me, and I believe in you, we can make this happen together. We will have brighter days ahead for all Caymanians.
Yes, and I would like to reiterate, Gary did mention about the meeting tonight at 7 at A.L. Thompson parking lot. I am asking all Georgetown Central constituents to come out to that meeting, come and listen, hear what plans we're bringing to the table, what ideas we have, and how it could impact you and what benefit it'll be to you. Please come out. This is very important that you get to listen and hear every candidate that's running. Also get to see all the candidates running with the Cayman Islands National Party. I'm also promoting the entire party and the candidates. My contact number you could reach me on 323-7507. And again, come out tonight. We have some giveaways and some information sheets that you will be able to get more details in regards to email contact, social media contact. So we're looking forward to seeing each and every one of you tonight. And thank you.
This person has written and said, Mr. Peanut is very correct too. The products on the public beach are certainly not Caymanian. We have to rectify the situation before we lose the Caymanian authenticity. I think we have heard and seen several stories about issues, at the public beach, the vending and everything else. I don't know if either of you have any views on that, and the fact that, nowadays, Caymanian, you could tell them by the accent, and different things. It's not so anymore. Let's see if there's another one that I can.
Our public beach.
Oh, they want to know the social media pages as well. They want you to share your social media pages with them.
Our public beach and our tourism product right now, I feel, is at an all-time low. That is our beach. That's the Caymanian people's beach. Caymanians are proud people. We need to take that back, and we need to make sure that what we deliver to our visitors is top-notch, first-class product. We cannot have tourists coming to our beach, and we have the bungalows wrapped with grace, ice, and water shield. We have 5-star hotels next door, the Kimpton and the Indigo. And when those people look out of their hotel rooms and they look down at that public beach, it's not a good sight to see. We need to make sure that we enhance it, make it better, and we become what we're always calling ourselves, the gem of the Caribbean, but the gem of the tourism product worldwide.
Okay. Social media pages.
So the social media page for each party member would be their first name. So for me, it would be Carmen. For my email would be carmen.mcfield at Cayman National Party.ky. And you could always go on any social media platform and just search my first name and my last name, and it will pull up the various
like Instagram and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Instagram and so forth, and it will tell you it will show you our party, whether it's GTC or Georgetown West for Gary. So you could go and just search Georgetown South. So it would be Georgetown Central for me. Georgetown South. Yeah. So that's how they would find our social media pages. They just go and search our names, and it would pop up that way. It's very simple. The characteristics in the names are very simple to find.
Okay. Any other points? Anything that you feel that you may have missed out on this? Sorry, I know we mentioned the whole area of transportation, and that could be a discussion, for another day. There's so many challenges, but your main focus, while you will carry the party line as well, your main focus, I understand from both of you, really is going to be your constituents.
That's correct.
That's going to be first and foremost.
Yes, sir. We're built on unity, prosperity, and hope. And bringing everybody together, we want to make sure we prosper. And there is hope for this country and these people, our people, right? Caymanian people. And I know with our leadership that, Dan Scott has brought together. And we're 12 passionate Caymanians. We're not all lawyers, doctors, or accountants. Each one of us brings a special skill set to the table, but we're connected. We know we know our fellow Caymanians. We know the needs. We go and listen to them. We share ideas back and forth. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that this country is successful, and our children and your children, everybody else's Caymanian children, will benefit from what has been the foundation that has been laid already.
Okay, Ms. Carmen and Mr. Gary, I want to wish you all the best in your continued endeavors. Looking forward to having you here on Radio Cayman more, as well. And of course, we will have our debates that are scheduled from the 17th of March until the 16th of April, and we look forward to both of you participating in those debates as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. Talk Today will be back shortly.
Thank you.
Okay.
The preceding was a paid political broadcast.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. Oh, don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board our uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Cayman, could it be you? Tortuga's 10K giveaway is back, and someone's walking away with $10,000 in cash. Every time you spend $25 at Tortuga, in-store or online at tortuga.ky, you get a shot at winning big. As well as $10,000 in cash, we've got thousands in giveaways to hand out every week. Think staycations, the latest iPhones, exclusive experiences, and more. Get in to win. Visit tortuga.ky for the full terms and conditions.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments February 22nd to the 28th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited whether you're seeking advanced skin care, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles. Dr. Wayne Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email Dr. Porter Cayman at gmail.com. That's drportercayman@gmail.com. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That's 946-9020.
Attention Cayman! Transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express, Cayman's big clearance sale. Sale has now been extended till March 18. Get huge discounts on granite and quartz kitchen countertops. Plus, refresh your space with our cabinet respray services for as low as $3,950. If you only want a countertop, prices start at $2,150. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for a free estimate. That's 922-0424. Granite Express. Quality stone. Unbeatable prices.
Cayman East. Your independent candidate, Ruth Bodden, will be holding a public meeting this Saturday, March 15th at 6:30 p.m. at Spot Bay Park. That's Ruth Bodden, independent candidates for Cayman East, holding a public meeting this Saturday, March 15th, 6:30 p.m. at Spot Bay Park.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your guest host. My name is Orrett Connor, and we continue with our discussions with candidates in the upcoming general elections taking place on the 30th of April of this year. Just to remind our listeners, these are paid spots on Radio Cayman. We encourage you to, if you have questions or comments, please send them to our WhatsApp number. That number is 925-3261. I will share those comments, either read them out or share them with the candidates in the studio to give them an opportunity to respond to your comments as well. So far, that has been working really, really well. It has been fantastic. People have been sending in their questions and comments, and I'm able to incorporate them into the comments that the candidates have as well. So it is my pleasure to have in the studio for this segment Mr. Ozzie Bodden, who represents the Caymanian Community Party, and Mr. Robert Borden from the Caymanian Community. I wanted to make sure I wasn't saying it's Caymanian or Cayman.
It's Caymanian.
Caymanian Community Party as well. Mr. Ozzie, no stranger to politics. Former member of parliament, former minister as well. He's seeking to capture the seat in Bodden Town West.
Yours.
Yes, mine. Bodden Town West. And Mr. Robert Borden. Yes. I got to make sure I call the first name though, because we have two Bordens in the studio. Mr. Robert Borden will be contesting the seat in Bodden Town East.
Yes.
So without any further ado, gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the studio and give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves to our listening and viewing audience. Over to you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ossie. And it's good It's really good for us to be here together. We're cousins and we're Boddens. And I think it's a long time at Bodden Town. The overall district of Bodden Town hasn't had 3 Boddens. And we do it this time around, Miss Heather Borden in Savannah. So Robert and I grew up together. And the last campaign that I ran in 21, Robert was my chairman. So before that, we ran against each other in 17, and the incumbent Seymour was elected. So we have been around this a long time. We're both community-minded people and always assisting in the community where we can, although some would have you believe different. But I just want to say a really happy Friday, good evening to all our listeners and viewers. Good to have you back, Ossie. You're back in the hot seat, as it were. You got a little break, but here you are again. And it's good to be here with Radio Cayman, as always. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Robert.
Hey, thank you. Good evening, listening audience, and good evening, Bodden Town East. Thanking my cousin Osbourne for inviting me along today. Excuse me, I'm just trying to find my pace here.
You will.
Yeah, so it's my honor and privilege to be here today. I want to say cheers to the weekend. May each of you have a blessed and enjoyable weekend and have an opportunity to spend some quality time with your family. Like Osborne said, I campaigned with him in 2021. I first was introduced to politics in I would say 2013. I started with the UDP, which then became the CDP, and I had my first political run in 2017, and I had a very strong showing. I sat out 2021, really didn't have no intentions of running in this election. However, due to everything that has been happening with the government, the sufferation of the people, the high rise in crime, I received a lot of calls from my constituents, and with their encouragement, I decided that, listen, to make a change, you have to get involved. To bring relief to the people, I have to get involved. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say I was accepted by the TCCP party, Tender Caring Community Party, ladies and gentlemen. A party that is led by experienced leader Andre Ebanks, a team that has integrity, a team that cares for the people, and a team, ladies and gentlemen, that come April 30th, we are ready, we are able, and we will bring you the results that everybody's asking for. Change is in the air, ladies and gentlemen, and with your vote, we will make that a reality.
Yep. Okay, so some people may say, well, being a politician sometimes is a thankless job.
Yes, it is.
Everyone expects you
to
satisfy their needs, to address their concerns, and you can't please everyone. Mr. Robert, you being a previous candidate, and Mr. Ozzie, not only a candidate, but a successful one, and being a minister as well, both of you haven't had the opportunity to sit back and view it from a different perspective after being involved in it.
Yes.
What are some of the concerns and issues that prompted you to become involved again?
Perfect question. Well, see, as you said, I have served 2 terms, not consecutively, 05 to 09 as a backbencher of the PPM, and in 9 to 13, 13 to 17 as a minister of the government. And I've never been one of those that wanted to be a career politician. I go there to do a job, and I take it very seriously. And I worked hard, and when I didn't make it back, in 21, I said, well, really and truly, I'm getting up in age, I'm getting no younger. It's time to spend a little more time with family and focus on what, the business and taking care of people around me. When I looked at the state of politics in Cayman over the last 4 years, and I saw the going-ons and some of the shenanigans, I thought, I don't want no part of that because I have never been one to play politics. I've always been one to work hard. I've been community-minded from day one. I've got about 45 years or more of community service under my belt. And I've always cared for my people, and I help whether I'm elected or not. Being an elected official only means that I get paid for a full-time job, and even that goes to help the people, as we know. So when I looked at Cayman in the direction it's headed, late last year, at that point, up to that point, I still had no intention of going back. And my mind, because I'm a patriot, and I feel that I hate to know that I see things happening that maybe I could make a difference. And I started to think about it, and it started to go through my head, and I started to get some family encouragement, and then I started to get a lot of encouragement from the Bodden Town West constituency, because it's an area that I've always been very popular and polled very highly in from my days before I went to try and win the seat in Bodden Town East. And I said, well, this I can't do alone. No way. If I'm going to go about it, I have to be. I believe in the party system. I believe that you need an infrastructure around you. I believe that you need people to sit at a table and trash out differences and come forward. That's all I know. That's what the 2 terms I serve with a party. And I've never been a jumper. I've never been somebody that I get upset and I'm going to spite you all. I'm going off on my own. No, that's not Ozzie. I'm a team player, and I suck it up and I move on. And I looked at Cayman, and I looked at, we all know the issues, right? The myriad of issues, the immigration issues, the housing issues, the problem of education and the cost of living, and all of crime and safety, everybody knows the issues. The question is, who's going to be able to do something about it? Because the one thing that this party is founded on, after speaking with the leaders of it, I said, you know what? This sounds like a group that I could be interested in working with, because I'm not here to cast aspersions or make accusations, but under my former party, my voice was not as loud as I would have liked it to be. Okay. Put it that way. The party had strong leaders at the time, and we were there, and yes, we were ministers, but sometimes you felt a bit restricted. That's the truth. And I felt with these guys, I said, look, one of the first questions I asked is, will I have a voice? Will I be able to express my feelings and my suggestions? Will they be taken seriously? Will we have open dialogue? Will we have communication clear, back and forth, respect the fact that I've called you or text you and give me a response? And I was given the assurances of all of that. And I said, well, on those conditions, and with us identifying the issues that are common to us, that concerns, and first, primarily, is the Caymanian people. And that's why the party is named the Cayman Community Party, because those 2 words in the middle are the key. Caymanians, we are here for you, and community, we are here to build better and stronger communities. And I think if we can stand for those 2 things, if nothing else, we will fix a lot of the problems, because everything hinges on those 2 key words that I just mentioned. If we take care of our people, Ossie, and we haven't done a good job of it up to date, we have not done a good job. We have built a Cayman Islands where the people are trying to play catch up. Some can't catch up, and they're falling through the cracks, and they're becoming disillusioned. You have kids going off to university and don't want to come back. You have Caymanians. Up to last night at my meeting, I had a couple come up to me and said, 2 years max, if things don't change, they're leaving. These are Caymanian, generational Caymanians. Correct. Come on, this cannot, we have gotten the formula wrong somehow. And as I keep saying at my meetings, Ossie, your generation, because you're older than me, went to sea. My fathers and our forefathers went to sea. And they built this country with allotments and sending the money home, and the women were there to build the homes and come home. The men came home, started businesses, and that's how Cayman really got going, our economy. And then we put tourism and all the like on top of that. But after our people sacrificed and sailed those 7 seas and paid their dues, should we now be at this time of so-called wealthy economy, wonderful country, the Cayman dream, but our people have to leave again?
Yes, no.
That can't work for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Robert, when we look at some of the data, and I've had a look at this, actually I had a conversation, with someone from the district as well. In your last run for elected office, you did very well. When you look at the margins,
you beat me.
Very close. So, how did that factor into your decision to run? Because you obviously knew that you had, the backing from the voters in that district. And how do you now intend to win over those voters that you were unable to win over the last time when you were a candidate?
Thank you for that, Ossie. To put it simply, I have to ask the people, is your life better off today? Are you able to buy more at the grocery stores? Has the traffic congestion improved in the last 4 years? Has your wages increased in the last 4 years? Has crime decreased in the last 4 years? Well, see, these are issues that's on the tip of the tongues when I go to door. What I'm hearing from the people is, and this was my main motivator to be in this race, we have a minister that is not focused on the people. We have a minister that is not present. We have a minister that is making smear campaigns about me and not talking about the real issues, like the cost of living and the fact that Caymanians are now second-class citizens in our own country. I asked the question, what is the minister doing? Well, he's busy joining the party that caused the problems in the first place. And he's telling tall tales about me and my integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not intend to go down in the dirt and play games with John, while the issue is our people are suffering. That is for people that is fearful and don't have any plans as to how he's going to get us out of the mess that we are in. John could have talked about ideas of how to lower the cost of living. What did he do? He spent over half an hour talking about me. John could have offered ideas as how to fix the broken education system. No solutions there. He did not create any meaningful increase in the cost of living. And as the minister of
You mean the minimum wage?
Yeah, the minimum wage, sorry. Thank you, Osborne. Yeah, he did not do any justice there. That is a slap in the face of the people, of the hardworking people in this country. And he was the Minister of Immigration and Border Control, which right now, the immigration system is like a sieve. Any and everybody is allowed to come in. These same people are competing with us for jobs. And ladies and gentlemen, we actually need a minister that is focused on the work for the people instead of the things that the status quo and the 1% of this society is seeking to overpower us. Ladies and gentlemen, you need a fighter in Bodden Town. Someone that's on the ground. Someone that you can find at any given day. He's available to you, the people. People that has been in there, he's been in there 2 terms, and he has forgot the reason of why he's in there. The reason he's in there, he's a representative of the people. The government pay his wages, but the people is his employer. The day that you forget that, that is the day you need to go. And it's time for change in Bodden Town East.
Okay, with that, gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, one of the lingering questions that we have from some of our listeners also has to do with advisory district councils. And some are concerned that, after, what are we now, 16 years since our constitution, that we still don't have it, and they want to get your views on advisory district councils and even possibly how do you see them functioning as well. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. The conversation with Mr. Osborne Borden, who is seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town West in our parliament, and Mr. Robert Borden, who is seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town East in our parliament in the upcoming general elections, will continue shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points, or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
Hey, Bill. Glad to see you back in the office.
Who?
Bill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
Tom.
Nope.
Jack.
No.
Alex.
No. Want me to just tell you?
Nope, I got this, George.
No, you don't. Still not me.
Adam.
Not even close, man.
We're like a coworker that didn't forget your name. CG Britke. Good like that.
Okay, good to see you, Mike John Sean.
It's Mordecai.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
It's back. It's crispy. It's delicious. St. Ignatius Youth Ministry presents Friday Fish Fry Nights. 6 weeks of flavor. March 14th, 21st, 28th, April 4th, and 11th. Serving from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the St. Ignatius School Canteen. Dine in or take out. The menu includes fried or baked snapper, $17. Mahi-mahi, $15. Served with fries or rice, coleslaw, escovitch, fritters, and more. Drinks, just $1. Free desserts while they last. Eat good. Do good. Every bite supports our youth ministry trip to the Steubenville High School Youth Conference in Orlando, Florida this summer. Come hungry. Leave happy. See you there.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My pleasure to have in the studio with me two candidates who are represent or members of the Cayman Community Party, in the person of Mr. Robert Borden, who's seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town East in our parliament, and Mr. Osborne, Ozzie Borden, who's seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town West in our parliament as well. So we had a question about advisory district councils. Many people feel that we have not kept our constitutional mandate, the mandate that we have, and actually followed the Constitution in implementing advisory district councils. What are your plans, your party's plans? What do you envisage for your constituencies?
Thank you, Ossie, and I welcome that question, because anyone that have heard me speak lately will know that I'm very strongly in favor of district councils. I see it as a not only as a constitutional right, but to me it's a no-brainer. Yes, the party will have its constituency branches, but that's for the party. But the district council is a wider organization that should be there to create open communication between the MP and his constituency. And it also, to me, it creates leadership training and leadership opportunities. I don't think, I can only imagine, I don't know why it has not been implemented and the legislative framework put around it, because that's the answer I've always gotten. But I can only think that something in my head tells me it's fear of the incumbents of being usurped. If you're doing your job, you don't have to worry about that, Ossie.
And it depends on what you put in the legislation as well.
Exactly. Because, you know, if you can be usurped that easily, then you're really not doing a good job, right? But you build that framework, and it's there to support you. And if you are performing that, they're going to make you look good, and you're going to make them look good, and the district is going to benefit overall. So I fully supportive of it.
Mr. Robert?
Yeah, thank you, Osborne. And I second the notion that if you're elected and you're doing your job, you should not be worried about who's the chairman of the district council. I mean, you as a member then can encourage a succession planning where you groom and you educate the next person to follow you. Yeah. And that's not just only in the Constitution, that should be across the board, you know, and in other ways and forms. And it also takes the pressure off of that district's representative.
It does.
Because the committee would be there to identify the needs of the community, but then I would go a bit further to say that they should also have a budget.
I was going to say that.
That budget would enable them to identify and complete the issues in the district and take away the cronyism that goes on and favoritism
and nepotism
to make sure that the people that needs the help and the work that has to be done actually gets done, right? Man, so it would take away the stigma of if I'm the politician, like what is currently happened is only the minister cronies that are getting work in the building of the district. You understand? So the chairman and that committee would be the ones advising their district representative of the needs of the community, and that working partnership would make it a more cohesive, a more accountable, and a better delivering product for the district.
At the end of the day, you'll be judged on your performance, and your performance will look good because a lot of things will be done in the district, you know, and relevant things, that not just things that somebody thinks is a good idea, but what the community needs.
Exactly.
I to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Now, your district stands to be highly impacted by whatever is done in relation to roads, the road network in the Cayman Islands. It is quite obvious to everyone that what we have now is not satisfactory. You know, Bodden Town, the district of Bodden Town proper, that original road is still there. And while we have Anton Bodden Drive there as an alternate, you know, it's tiny piece of it. You want to talk about your
yes,
district?
Yes, I'm very keen on talking about this because I wrote letters about this. It speaks to the overall traffic situation that we face. You're a cyclist. You know how dangerous that road is. The speed through Bodden Town Central is crazy. The speed through the district, my constituency my constituency to be of Bodden Town West, through northward is crazy because people are looking a relief to get out of the traffic they find themselves in. So northward now has become a racetrack in the mornings, and people are at risk. Kids can't walk. People can't come out of their driveways. It is definitely a serious situation. The road, the 25-year, and I know when Arden and the PPM and myself being a part of 05-09 administration, when the East-West Arterial was built, you know, Ossie, you were here, you know that was supposed to extend up to Frank Sound from then.
Right, yes.
How many years ago it is, Ossie? It's too many years ago.
Yeah.
All right? And we have to stop playing games in the country, because the only reason that hasn't been done is because of politics, right? The political will, and of course there are some people who were trying to endeavor best to stop it, right? That is on the other side of the fence. But they have their agenda. But the government is put there to govern, and they know they have to have a plan for the country. The plan, you make your plan and you work your plan, right? And right now that road is extremely badly needed. Now, I do not believe, and I think this is where it goes wrong sometimes, when you come with these plans and they are too grandiose for anyone's palate. I mean, Robert and I both went to the presentation at the new hall in Bodden Town from the NRA. And instead of them presenting to us the least affordable, the most affordable option, the least expensive one, what the people that came into that front door faced was the Cadillac version, which was $1 billion. You're talking about a 20-foot high road on the north side of this island that hardly gets a hurricane to that magnitude that destroys any road. We cannot put a 20-foot high road through that particular area, that the B2 or B3, whichever one it is, route, and put bridges and all this elaborate stuff that is unnecessary, in my opinion. We need a road. We need a road that's drivable.
We're committed to
right? And we're committed to building that road. And I'm sorry, I keep saying this, and I'm going to hammer it until election day. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, Ossie. We have to coexist with our environment, but our environment can't dictate to us as people how to survive. We must survive within our environment and protect it in a reasonable fashion, but at the same time, not go overboard to where we don't touch a tree limb because we're afraid and our people are suffering. We need that road for many reasons. Improvement in traffic flow is just one. We need it as a secondary route. This is the only part of the island that doesn't have a secondary route. Of the 3 islands, if you look around, it's the only part that is, if there's an accident, a bad accident, people miss their flights, people can't get to town, people can't get to work. So there are many, many reasons for the road. I'll let Robert speak.
Robert?
Yeah. Listen, that is a main concern of the Bodden Town residents. I actually spent 3 hours on Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon with a resident, my constituent. And his issue and gripe is the location from Bodden Town to Frank Sound of the highway. And I can say, ladies and gentlemen, that final leg of this highway has not been final or approved. There's a suggestion between the B2, B3, and the B1 option. The current B2 option, ladies and gentlemen, goes through the last remaining farmlands owned by generational Caymanians in this area. They have misinformed some of the people that have been working on this project of the existence that this road goes through wetlands. That is so far away from the truth. I seen firsthand today that this road, if we do decide to take the higher route, we need the road exiting in Frank Sound, not B2, which goes through the police station in Frank Sound, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to make the people of Bodden Town East know that the party has not fully committed to that final leg of that extension. Whoever the new government is after election day, that final leg will be worked on and approved. But ladies and gentlemen, like Osborne said, we need an alternative route, as there's no alternative route in the case of an accident. But ladies and gentlemen, that highway is not going to be the full resolution of our traffic congestions in this island. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to touch on the bus system in this island, okay? And the management of that transportation unit. That whole system is not fit for purpose. We live in 2025, and you have seen the PTU vehicle parked at Countryside and parked at Frank Sound, where we have officers sitting in air-conditioned cars, wasting electricity if a rogue driver is not fulfilling his route. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop wasting the people's money. You have GPS systems. We should have an app that every person is using that transportation system can click on that app. It shows how far away that particular bus is, at what time it will be coming at that location. There is no reason in this year 2025 when everybody has a cell phone in their hands, right? I have tried to take the bus if my car has broken down or for some other reason, and you'll be there in the hot sun and you're sweating yourself to death. So in partnership with this new road, ladies and gentlemen, that highway is desperately needed for the Bodden Town residents. There's no reasons that our children has to be continued to be awakened at 4 a.m. Our quality of life has depleted, you know.
Big time.
We
Not
don't
just
have
Bodden
time
Town.
to spend with our children anymore. And it's and the road rages are increasing, ladies and gentlemen. We also need to look on the motor vehicles on this road.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you there because we have to go to a commercial break. Since you're going into another topic rather than having to interrupt you in the middle of it, we're going to take this commercial break. Folks, the conversation with Mr. Ozzie Borden and Mr. Robert Borden, two of the candidates in the district of Bodden Town, the constituency of Bodden Town East and the constituency of Bodden Town West, seeking to represent those constituencies in our parliament in the upcoming general elections, will continue after our headline news. Please stay tuned.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Jevi Ebanks. Her Excellency the Governor, Mrs. Jane Owen, is inviting people to apply to serve as domestic election and referendum observers for the general election and referendum scheduled on the 30th of April. The Governor says the Cayman Islands began the practice of establishing local teams to observe the national elections and referendums in 2009. The domestic teams work separately from the international observer missions led by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. A committee chaired by the Deputy Governor, the Honourable Franz Manderson, will review applications and recommend candidates to the Governor for appointment to the domestic election and observers list. To apply, persons are invited to submit their CV or resume and a short one-page cover letter describing skills and experience. Public servants are not eligible to uphold the principle of political neutrality in public service. For more information, you can visit gov.ky. In regional news, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service have arrested 5 individuals and seized over 180 kilograms of cocaine, valued at approximately Trinidad and Tobago $250 million, from a shipping vessel destined for St. Martin. The operation was executed in collaboration with the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Acting Police Commissioner Junior Benjamin praised the operation, highlighting its success in disrupting organized crime and demonstrating the power of interagency cooperation. The TTPS reported that the cocaine had been expertly concealed with a sealed compartment aboard the vessel, which traveled from Guyana to Trinidad before its interception. Jamaica has recorded a 30% decrease in murders so far this year, according to National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang. Speaking at Sandals Corporate University Leadership Training Initiative, Chang expressed optimism that the country could meet its goal of fewer than 1,000 murders by the end of the year. Figures from the Jamaica Constabulary Force show 145 murders between the 1st of January and the 8th of March, down by 196 during the same period in 2024. Shootings have also declined by 21%, with other serious crimes like rape showing decrease as well. That's your latest headlines. I'm Jevi Ebanks.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The following is a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West.
You pick him up, you lick him down, him bounce right back. What a hard man for did.
Dear friends, this is the Honorable McKeever Bush, MP for West Bay West and Parliamentary Secretary. I am inviting you to my opening campaign meeting on Saturday, March 15th at the park on Velma Banks Drive off of Fountain Road, Bosun Bay. Meeting is to start at 7:30 p.m. Please come listen to strong and stable leadership, hear proven achievements and plans for the future of West Bay and our Cayman Islands. Food is available. Main dishes are salt beef and beans, fish, curried goat, and mannish water, and all the produce that goes with it. Our guest speaker for the evening is the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, Deputy Premier, Minister of Tourism and other ministries, and MP for Georgetown Central. I'm very proud to have him join us. Come and hear the facts about the referendum. Tomorrow night, Saturday, 7:30 p.m., Velma Banks Drive in Bosun Bay, 7:30 p.m.
Him down, him bounce right back. What a hard man for did.
That was a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to For the Record. This paid segment of Talk Today. This paid segment of Talk Today. I'm your guest host, filling in for unknown period of time until we find a permanent host. I'm trying to shoulder as much as I can and help out as much as possible. So I hope I'm at least doing a fairly decent job, of filling in. My pleasure to have in the studio in this section, paid section, Mr. Robert Borden, who is seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town East in the district of Bodden Town, and Mr. Ozzie Borden, who is seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town West in her parliament as well. You heard earlier Mr. Ozzie Borden, former minister, two-time member of Parliament as well, and Mr. Robert Borden, who as a candidate came fairly close, came very close. Normally, if you were in elections, let's say, for instance, in the UK, when you look at those margins and you say, well, okay, this is the margin now that we have to make up in the next general election, and you follow up on that and keep, building on it as well.
But then I went ahead and he decided to be my chairman, and we thought we had it covered then, two of us together, and it didn't work.
Yes.
So going back to the traffic congestion, ladies and gentlemen, it has to be in partnership with an improved bus system that operates on time with a 24-hour schedule, advertised bus routes.
I think we should have a dedicated bus lane as well.
Well,
we have wide enough roads now that we can put a bus lane in, because otherwise the bus can't get there.
Yes.
Also, when it comes to the purchasing of vehicles and importation of vehicles into this country, if you're on a work permit in certain areas, you should not be able to import a vehicle. There's enough vehicles on this island sold through the private retail companies and being sold online that those persons don't need to import to add to more congestion. I say that there's also a need. I mean, I'm a new family man now, and I have a 2-year-old. So I see where those families that have young children do need vehicles for the people that takes care of the family and support their needs and raising of their children and so on and so forth. However, we can't keep adding daily 50 cars every day the boat arrives in Georgetown for more cars to go on the road. You have people on work permits having businesses of important cars,
selling
ladies and
cars.
gentlemen, selling them. So there's no regulation. There's no one monitoring what's going on. As it relates to Bodden Town, I see immediately we're a new traffic flow system to help the people coming out of the neighborhoods of, say, Bright Circle, Midland, Lookout Gardens, Belford Estates, Easy Street, so forth. If we had a system where from, say, 5:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. each morning, that all traffic heading east would turn through Condor Drive and exit by the police station, this would try to alleviate the wait times that these residents take, sometimes up to half an hour just to join into the main traffic on Bodden Town Road. Ladies and gentlemen, these are common sense issues that if our minister was focused on the people, could have already been implemented. Why in 2025 now, they're widening roads and fixing roads because it's an election period. Northward intersection, the minister could have seen where there was a need for a turn lane there, similarly at Wilty in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, in that peak rush hour traffic, we got traffic police officers standing on the side of the road counting cars in the mornings instead of assisting the residents of Wilty or Northward in traffic management. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no one accountable in Bodden Town. Our minister is incompetent because there's no reason that this stuff, which costs no money, that could easily be implemented, that would help with this congestion in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we need relief. This road has to be built immediately. And I'm hoping that as soon within the first 2 years of the new government administration that this will be a completed effort, which will help in alleviating some of the issues in the morning.
Okay, thank you very much for that. One concern that we're having, and
well, if you'd allow me just to say, since we talked about traffic, there's more to it. There's so many components that will alleviate it. But quickly, why does school hours have to be what they are? Everybody's trying to pour people into school and go to work. Why do we have to all come down to work? What about bringing businesses east? What about government bringing offices to the east where people can access and don't have to go into town? What about working from home programs? We did it in COVID. Now we have everybody pouring back into town. It is crazy. We 2 hours on the road in the morning, go into a stressful environment where more than likely the Caymanian is being marginalized as it is. He's getting there frustrated and tired. He's in the workplace with people telling him he's not fit for purpose and he's no good and can't get to make a decent salary because he can't get promoted. Leaving that in the evening, 2 hours later, getting home to your kids who are in school under the care of a helper. You're lucky if you have a relative looking after them. And you get home. What quality time? We are damaging our Caymanian families. We are killing our people with strokes and heart attacks. I'll leave it there for now because I know we have a short time. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Some persons seem to have missed your opening comments in relation to your background and what you've done. So we've gotten a few, or at least one message questioning what have you done in the district, in the community. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk to the things that you have done.
I don't have that much time, but I got to tell you this. I've spent about 45 years or 47 years of my life doing community service. Started off in the high school through the Interact and Rotaract clubs, became president. And of course, you don't go around talking about, but you're working in the community at all time in these organizations. You know that. I went on to become a Lions Club member. I became president of the Lions Club. That's a process, right? I joined in 1989. I'm a life member now. I don't go to regular meetings anymore because I just got to the point where I'd done enough of those meetings and I'd paid my dues, but I still support the club very heavily. Okay. In terms of me personally, everything that Bodden Town did, from football right up through district committees and district organizations, Pirates Week, you name it, Ozzie was involved, right? In the last 3.5 years, for the last 3.5 years, I've been chairman of the HSA up until January 13th. That was a full-time job. No, they did me no favors appointing me to that because, trust me, that was a pile of work and stress. So what has Ozzie done? Apart from that, I'm a businessman in the district. I never stop supporting initiatives and helping young people and helping old people and helping anyone that I can help once I can afford it. So I think my record in that area is pretty good.
Mr. Robert?
Yes.
Plus, I was 2 terms as an MP.
Yes, similarly, I can attest to the same. I moved out of the district probably in my early teens, and I've lived across the island. In each district that I went to, I became involved in some kind of community work. When I was in Northside, I was chairman of the Northside Parts Week Committee. I worked with Bo Miller, who was the creator of the initiative, the Go East initiative. When I came to Georgetown and 7 Mile Beach, I, joined the UDP party, and through their community efforts, I was very active. I came back to Bodden Town full time in 2018, and I can contest and say that I have helped numerous people, job applications. I have a home office set up from my house. So people has come to me, I make copies, I help, children or whoever for that matter as a resident needs a resume articulated, I will help them in that manner. So what I have done in the district, I was also a chairman of the Bodden Town Beautification Committee. Okay. That was from 2021 to 2023. I left that when my wife was pregnant with my first child. My dad was, ailing, to spend more time with them. So I have contributed, and more needs to be done. But I'm happy to say that the efforts that I've made, even more recently, the unscrupulous people that in Bodden Town that creates all this nasty dumping, illegal dumping, and all on the highways and the byways, every community that is uninhabited, you only got to drive there and see the amount of litter. I have been involved. I don't toot my own horn and advertise when I send someone to clean up an area. But that in itself is a crying shame. If those people are reported and found out who's doing this illegal dumping in Bodden Town, if they're a business person, they should immediately be fined and their license should be revoked to operate. You only got to look. How is these derelict vehicles being found on the side of the road? They can't drive to get there, but they're not there the night before they wake up the next morning. Yeah. So the aliens must be upon us.
Okay. Before we go to our last commercial break, this person has written in and said, this comment is for your current guests. That's because I had some earlier and I still had comments coming in for them even after they had left. He says, wow, they are so resolute. They are so resolute and have concrete, black and white, great ideas. Love this. These are the kinds of people we need in Parliament. They have zero apologies for their ideas, and they surely sound like they would put their money where their mouth is and hopefully not try to line their pockets in the process to our peril.
Well, thank you for that one, because it's good to get a positive one. It helps and it keeps us going. And, seriously, that's why we're here, because we found a party that of 5 females and 5 male that are very able, very talented people, experienced in some cases with Parliament, in other cases experienced in other areas. Some are new people, some are younger people. But at the table, we have 10 really solid people that can represent this country and not embarrass it and not embarrass the people of this country. Mm-hmm. And we are all committed to a better Cayman Islands for the Caymanian people. We must, Ossie, and I make no apology, put Caymanians first. The expat or a foreign investor who finds that statement not to their liking, then I have to question their motivation and their need to be here. Because the truth is, if you're in another man's country, and let's face it, this is what our ancestors built. then you should want to see those people do well. Because if they do well, you're going to be happier here. You don't want to get them disgruntled. You don't want social disharmony. We've always strived on a harmonious society. The people who have come here and worked side by side, hand in hand with us, these are the people we want to encourage. We have to look careful at who gets PR in this country, who gets status. Status should be something that is a privilege, a very limited privilege. We need to simply shut down this thing of status. Too many people are getting status that don't deserve status.
Okay. We're going to take our last commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Freedom, Cayman Brac. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At Valley Med Pharmacy on Walker's Road and in Bodden Town, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit Valley Med Pharmacy on Walker's Road or Bodden Town. Live happy, live healthy with Valley Med Pharmacy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg. Talk Today. Welcome back to Talk Today. We're on the last leg of the segment this afternoon with two candidates representing the Cayman Islands Community Party. They are Mr. Robert Borden, who's seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town East in our parliament in the upcoming April 30th general elections, and Mr. Osbourne, Ozzie Borden, who's seeking to represent the constituency of Bodden Town West. Gentlemen, we have seen some comments about funding, revenues, and everything. Want to give you an opportunity to speak to that, where you see the Cayman Islands as far as our financial position is concerned, and whether or not we're directing the revenues that are derived from our success, whether or not they're being directed in the right direction. And then I'll welcome you at the same time when you address those to give some closing comments as well, and to remind your the listeners and the viewers of any event that is taking place, that likely to take place soon in your constituency, as well as giving out contact details, social media sites or whatever they call them, platforms that they can reach you on as well.
You want to go
so
first?
that's a lot to absorb, but I'll remind you of it in the event that you want to.
Okay. Thanks, Ossie. And that is a very important area. We have had for too long, I think, in this country, the system of balanced budgeting. Now, you and I both know, Ossie, because you've been around government a long time as an employee, that this country makes a lot of money. We have a budget of almost $1 billion now, right? Or over $1 billion. This country problem is not revenue. This country's problem is expense. When you have a business, and I always bring it back to that and break it down simple. If I have my business in Bodden Town and my goal or my work ethic or work system is to whatever I bring in every month to spend it, my business is not going to survive, because the whole idea is you're there to make a bit of a profit. Yes, you want to take care of your people, but you cannot do it if you spending every cent on wanton projects that really sometimes are just vanity projects. Because people see, okay, I've got this money left in this 3-year budget, and I making this cut. If I don't spend this, they ain't gonna give it back to me. So I'm going to find a project that I can put my name on, right? This is the kind of thing. I'm breaking it down simple, but we all know that this is the kind of mindset that exists. What we need to do is create a sovereign wealth fund in this country. Take some, have a practical budget, zero-based budgeting, meaning that you start from scratch, you analyze your outputs, and to your statutory companies, your authorities, you look at government and what government needs to do for the people, and you say, okay, this is our revenue, because our customs and our financial industries, and sadly, because we have too many of them, work permits 60,000 of them brings in a tremendous amount of money. Well, I want to see that one cut. I don't want us to be looking at that for revenue. I want to see those permits cut. But, and I'm saying that as a businessman, I want Caymanians in jobs. So, but we're going to have a case where we will create a surplus in this country, and then we can have a situation where we can fund our development bank. We can give people, young people, loans, and small businesses loans at preferential rates. We can facilitate home ownership, the creation of good small businesses, which are the engine of the economy. Without them, you do not have your middle class. And when you erode your middle class and you got the haves and the have-nots, you have a major problem in your country. So let's break it down simple. Let's cut the waste. Cut the vanity projects. Let's fund our pension, and our pension funds are severely underfunded, Ossie. Our health insurance, let's move to a national insurance scheme. Let's make sure that our elderly people who have paid their dues can retire in dignity and not with the Department of Financial Assistance. Let's look after our people. Let's work hard for the people of these islands. The Cayman Community Party, we are prepared to make the hard decisions. And some of these involve buying back these cars that were causing some of the problems earlier and getting rid of them, cutting down on some of the permits, not a moratorium on certain areas, because you have to go that far. You can't do a moratorium across the board. Our economy, the engine that we have, the Cayman economy, takes a lot to drive it. So we only have so many Caymanians. But there should be no Caymanian that can't come back here and get work. There should be no Caymanian that feels that he has to leave to go overseas to get work. I make no apology. We must create a Cayman for Caymanians to enjoy, strive, and survive. When we've done that, we have succeeded. When we have our youth with proper education, being able to access these things about big concessions to big developers, no. If you're going to give it as an encouragement for a project, they must pay it back. It's a deferral, not a write-off. Okay? So take take those concession monies and use them wisely in this economy. So having said that, God knows there's so much to talk about, Ossie. It's hard to do it in an hour. I told my people I'm going to talk fast. I hope they're understanding me. But I want to say that it's been an absolute privilege being here with Robert. I know his heart, I know his passion, I know he's willing to work hard for the people of Bodden Town.
Contact details, next meeting.
Contact details for me, it's on all of my stuff that I put out there, but it's 936-4439. You can join one of the 4,300 contacts in this phone. And tomorrow morning, I'm having a Beach Bay cleanup. The residents of Beach Bay are invited out to come out and join us for a cleanup, because you know that area. They're dumping the same thing he was talking about earlier. Along the wayside, it just irritates me. I exercise there regular, and the place is a mess. We're going to clean it up. We're going to have a little social after between 6:30 and 9:30. Join Ozzie in the TCCP tomorrow morning and follow us with all our meetings. We look forward to seeing you, and we look forward to being your next MP for Bodden Town West on April 30th.
Okay, Mr. Robert, closing comments as well, and contact details.
If you need a representative for Bodden Town that is going to deliver, that's going to be present, and is going to be a representative that is focused on you, the people, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to come out to my next meeting, Wednesday, March 19th, Belford Estates, 138 Sitwell Road, the residence of Moses Millwood. Ladies and gentlemen, the time for change is now. It is time for us to get involved and to be a part of the change, ladies and gentlemen. As your next representative, I will be available. You will see me. I will not go off in the shadows for 4 years like our incumbent minister, that when I go door to door, people are saying I have lived in this community for 8 years and not once has this gentleman came to my door to even introduce himself and to tell us what is going on in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, crime is out of control, and we need somebody that is going to care for you. We see the amount of people being deported from the U.S. We need better border control systems, ladies and gentlemen. We have a system bought and paid for by the government, a biometric system that is sitting on the shelves collecting dust. When anybody is allowed to come in here and we don't know who is in this country, ladies and gentlemen, that's a crying shame. That's a minister that's been representing Bodden Town for over 8 years, and we don't know who we have among us. Trump is sending everybody that's a criminal from the United States. They have nothing to go back home to, and they will be ending up on our shores, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Borden, your next representative for Bodden Town East, 916-4359.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you. Thank you very much, and good luck to you. Looking forward to having you more on here to talk about the issues that people are concerned about, to talk about your vision, your party's vision, and what your intentions are for the future of the Cayman Islands. Folks, I want to thank all of you who have participated by sending in questions to our candidates. It's been a long day. I say to you, continue to support your radio station,
and
Radio
publicly,
Cayman.
I want to ask you for your vote.
And please have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe. Remember to observe all of the rules of our road, because the life you save by so doing may just be your own. Have a great day, and God bless.
The preceding was a paid political broadcast.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
The Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
Let's read the news every day. From East End to Georgetown.